Hello, welcome to another episode of the GNPS. It's your boy General Janela, and I'm out here with my co-host on my left, Kev. What's up, Kev Sev?
What's happening?
Welcome back, my nigga. Welcome back. We missed you. Where have you been, dog?
Man, just sorting out some things. You know, the festive season.
Happy
Get the
New
better
Year.
view.
Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Sitting across us is our next guest. He goes by the name of Palmtree June. Or just June.
Just June.
What's-
June.
What's up, bro?
Palmtree June's the handle. Oh wait, what's good? I'm good, bro. What's popping?
Yeah. For people that don't know, who is June? I gotta get rid of this palm tree.
No, it's okay, dog.
But we'll get into how the palm tree came about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Later on.
Okay. June is obviously I'm a member of Palmtree Paradise,
Yeah.
and Palmtree Paradise is not a group. We like to emphasize that. We're all just individuals doing something about together to uplift each other or something like that. But June, so I've been doing music since a very young age, primary, over 10 years now. So I've been working with Uro ever since I started. He was my producer for the first song, he was the producer. There was a studio in Montclair, that's where I live. It was called Clever Ear Productions, and it was a part of the SAPC. Itaimala Kuro was working for SAPC, so we used that opportunity to start something. In the beginning, because Uro knew how to play the keyboard, he did lessons for that. So in the beginning, it was just studio's corner,
equipment.
Yeah, but eventually that grew. We found ourselves within Lentisian Zayo. And yeah, the rest is history, bro.
So where did you grow up, bro?
Montclair, bro. Safiango 2000. But the family is from Umlazi. My mom is from Umlazi. It's time I my farm Goda. Obviously, Sakulil Mlazi because they removed to Montclair in 2000, and since then, obviously, before 2000, I'm trying to even remember what was happening. But most of my life being in Montclair, bro, which is around here, close.
Yeah. And so growing up in terms of music, what were you vibing to?
What was I listening to?
Yeah.
Hey, that's always a hard question. Hey, I'm very versatile with my music. Hip hop jail.
Yeah.
I grew up listening to like R&B, time, and most of the time, you know what I mean, like old school Jevetsu stuff.
Yeah.
Hip hop into ngiyilalela manje nje bangenza mfethu. Kodwa R&B fits ne soul yami R&B, hence the jazzy before June.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
So you were jazzy before you called yourself June.
Jazzy June, that's what I called myself. But obviously, like leyo mpahla bekuyinto engi relate and feel your music engifuna ukuyenza, but just to give people a direction of what I wanted to do, sort of like. Yeah.
So is that still the same sound that you're still maintaining with your latest music?
Yeah, definitely, bro. Obviously, we're just mixing some elements, on top of what I initially wanted to do, yabo. Which is my new, I'm not gonna say my new producer, but
why not? Why not?
Because I'm still working with Ro as well, you know what I mean? It's just that he's in Joburg now, and this guy's closer to me, and now I would say he's been there since before Palmtree. So yeah, but I'm just trying to find a new sound with him. Now he's got his own sound. Ebizong a new drum.
Okay.
Yeah, well. So ngifike kubona bese establish leyo nto namanye amajita o slow wave, there's a lot of guys. So mina ngifike kubona bese establish lento ngafika neyami sound, and
so you
basically we're just trying
to what is this sound that they cultivate?
Neo drum. It's called neo drum, bro.
Now how does it differ from all types of styles of music?
It has a I'd say it has like an R&B jazzy feel. But at the same time, yeah, about the snares and the kicks give
Yeah.
it
They're
a
magical.
face. Not sure what perfect word.
They're magical, bro. I've actually
Yeah,
heard
dog.
it. So
You've had a lesson.
yeah, I've had I've known LA as well for a while, as well with June. So I have heard LA style from like way back, and I understand why they call it the neo drum, because the drums, they have a particular rhythm
Yo.
that's it's not offbeat, but it's not your usual boom clap. You know, it's like
It's not your original boom bap
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of.
yeah,
Oh.
it's nice. It's very creative, and it's magical, as we say. Yeah.
So you guys just basically, is it a thing to experiment with sounds, or it's just
I
a
mean-
matter of just coming up with something different?
I mean, I feel like Jevetsu, for a musician, you should be experimenting, yabo, all the time. Even noma usuyitshela ukuthi uyitholile, khona ezinye izinto ozohlangana nazo, yabo, throughout your process of making music, and some things you like, some you won't. Kodwa lezi zinto oyithandayo ozoloku uyithatha, ozoloku build on top of lento yenzayo, you know what I mean, until now uzuza into. Yabo, one thing as an artist thing yazi ukuthi we're very big on criticizing ourselves, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Kakhulu mfethu,
Artists are
akupheli.
very critical
Yeah,
of
you
their
know.
own work.
Akupheli mfethu, so i-process yokwenza music nje ukuthola zona lezo zinto ezokuthi ugcina usuzizwa nawe ngale ndlela obufisa ukuzizwa ngayo from the beginning, you know what I mean? So going back to lento yakade, ngasho ukuthi ngafika kuyena sengivele ngifuna ukuya kule feel ye soul, jazzy, R&B, yabo. Kwazenzela nje universe yasihlanganisa kamnandi vethu,
Yeah.
and since then, bro, we've been making magic.
So tell me, I know you, in terms of lyrical content, you mix it up. It's
Yeah.
a little bit of vernac and a little bit of
Yeah.
your normal English.
Mm.
Is it a point that you make it, you structure it like that, or it's just
Kumele.
something that happens?
Kumele nje ngeke ngikwazi keep ingoma singekho nhlobo isiZulu vethu stress ngiyayilwela leyo nto. Ukuthi I've had a long journey vethu no music, yabo,
Yeah.
and throughout le journey yabo manje njengoba sengiyi-individual ngiyaqala vethu ever njengoba sengikwenze over 10 years ngihlezi nginomuntu engizofunda something from yena as much as nami ngimfundisa something, yabo.
Yeah.
After matric khona i-altitude Nhleke ongasekhaya, yabo, ngahlangana naye saqala ukusebenza naye with another guy called Mel wasesiphingo obe yi-producer. He's no more producer now, he's shooting videos and stuff, but that's not
Wait,
what I'm
he was
on
good
about.
at production and then he quit.
Yeah, he was doing
Ah,
everything. He was
yes,
doing like
yes.
media.
Yeah.
I think he had his own studio as well.
Mm-hmm.
No?
In the studio side,
Shit.
Yeah.
wasesiphingo.
Man of many talents.
Yeah. So from that, from working on Nhleke at that time, that's when I learned how important it is ukusebenzisa, yabo, your own language ukwenza music. If it's sometimes into akufanele i-sound engathi forciwe, you know what I mean, and most usukhuluma language yakho uyezwakala nje vethu
Yeah.
mekhuluma language yakho ukuthi no, this is him, and you know what I mean, and iyona impahla esazama ukuyiphusha kakhulu. Sashaya i-tape kuthiwa must up, it's straight up vernac nje, more Zulu than English even, yabo, and
So
iyona
you-
element
So
engayithatha
you're still
from
doing that
yeah.
jazzy souls?
Yeah. With
in
the
vernac.
Zulu, with the bro. Yeah, bro.
Shit, bro.
So just grabbing all of these things along the way to create le sound lesi engiyifunayo.
Wow. So you guys are what are you guys working on right now?
I won't say I just wrapped up my tape, but it's almost, it's like
That fire's about to hit the streets.
90% done, 90% done. But I'm trying to get some girls to add, yabo, a field na into engibona ngathi element ebalekile kule tape engenzile.
So what type
I'm in
of
talks, no.
vocalist are you looking for in terms of those
Yeah, I'm in
females
talks.
that
No, Rhea Black. I don't know if you know her.
Yeah.
Most definitely, yeah.
Vogue. There's a lot of girls, bro. No Nana Ata, yabo.
Yeah.
And those people all have like I won't say a similar feel. Kodwa nje vethu, they
it's
have
relatable and it's close to.
relatable and close to what
they'll
I'm
execute
doing,
much better.
Yeah. Bane like indlela abacula ngane babe ngayo izinto different than the normal things, you know what I mean? Bayazama nabo ukuthi benze into ngendlela yabo, which is what I need and what I'm doing right now. So as soon as I get them, I'm wrapping it up and get drop of it very soon.
Are you at liberty to mention like any other people that you worked with on your project?
I don't know if I should, bruh, because kusangenzeka kube nama changes, yabo.
Yeah.
So but yeah, bro, like the new kids, ngisho njengoba sibana no Gadi, obviously zoba no Chris Nicks, if you know him. I just made a song no Mchitik Blake, who's in Cloud Internet Boys while we're working on it, but na phela.
Hey, Cloud Internet Boys, those boys are
heavy.
I haven't heard anything
PMB.
from them, but
they're from PMB, right?
It's the same guys that working with Beans. You remember Beans from Howard?
Yeah. They just dropped a song with him as well, bro.
Okay, word.
So nje just peeping game, yabo, checking out the streets ngibona ukuthi izinto zingakuphi, yabo. Zama ukuthatha abantu belethe element yabo nami ngilethe yami. Kwenza music if it's.
So here's the thing, I'm sure you're aware of this.
Yeah.
Most artists from the side, when they get to a point of their careers where or maybe initially from the word go, they are looking to, or they are aspiring to one day move up to Joburg.
Yeah.
Is that something that's still within your mindset? Or maybe you don't have that, maybe you have a different perspective to that?
Hey, it's funny how that question is always raised up everywhere I go. But I feel like for me personally, kuzoba ngcono mengibe umuntu onyuka ngomsebenzi, yabo.
Yeah.
Angeke ngikwazi mfethu ukuhlala eGoli mina, bro.
Yeah.
It's just that.
You've got Palmtree in your name, bro.
Yeah.
You know palm trees up there.
Kabang represent the brand yabo.
Yeah. All your compadres
they're bro, but like I mean, if it happens, it happens, dog. Yabo khona izinto mfethu ungeke uzwazi kuyipredict.
You can't tell until you're in the situation.
Until you're in it, but it's not in my plans to pack my bags and just go find a place there. No.
But like, what do you feel like you as Palmtree?
Yeah.
What do you need in order to solidify? I mean, your brand, your status as an artist or as a musician.
Okay.
While you are here, what do you feel like you like? Okay, me as June, I need X, Y, Z in order for me to make it while I'm here, while I'm still to make it from here.
Yeah, I wanna say so. Throughout my career, I realized that in order to well, there's a lot of definitions of making it vele, but besides that, in order to figure it requires like a lot of things, but not just to studio, and not just to you going to shows or all of those things are just like small elements ahlangana mase maningi ukuthi ube lento odinga ukuthi ube yona yabo. So vethu yabona ngalenkathi sisase groupini nama GT Palmtree yabo. We had lawo ma elements engikhuluma ngawo, like we executed most of them the way we were supposed to, and that was the issue yabo. Khona nezinye izinto esasingayinaki, especially considering ukuthi si group yabo and umuntu akayona individual, kwakhona izinto kwakumele vethu yayibona kodwa into engishoyo ukuthi there's a lot of things
it's a balance between not only just the creative side of things, but also impilo and how you're navigating and feeding back into that creativity.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say, bro. We're all individuals, and many say group in imele was consideration nomunye umuntu uthi uhlukile nomunye uhlukile niyena umuntu oyedwa, even though kumele nibe ne vision eyodwa yabo. So nje ukubalance lezo zinto sometimes kuba nzima, especially outing nje outs all 6 events.
Too many egos.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Umuntu nento yakhe nje vetayizele noma different purpose, or I don't know, mhlawumbe Umunye unengane, umunye akanayo, umunye uhlala netime, umunye uhlala eflate. Yabo into
this is
enjalo.
a hobby.
Yeah,
it's like
yabo so
different outcomes. People want different things out of.
So into engayisho nje mfethu kuleyo question yokuthi umuntu udingani, yabo.
yeah.
Like people, everyone's different, and wonke umuntu uzodinga mhlawumbe different thing ukuthi ariche la kumele afike khona, yabo. Kodwa manje mfethu izinto sezilula dog compared to ngalesikhathi lesikade si group and even before that, yabo. Social media manje mfethu abantu umuntu ukhipha ivideo eyodwa kushintsha impilo yakhe yonke enganalutho, yabo.
That's true.
So nje mfethu
that's true.
We don't really know what a person needs, just qhubeka kwenza into oyenzayo mfethu. Kuwena ngavela nendlela isuke bukulo keeper umchitwa la eTurban. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, I know.
I think he
That's
signed
one of my
to
homies.
he's got a
So
deal with KO or something. Like
Did
that.
he sign?
I'm not sure.
No, I don't think there's an interview of KO that I watched, and he was just speaking about his own business things, and he wasn't saying that, he didn't specifically say that he signed with he signed with Low Key, but there's some opportunity that has been presented to Low Key's table that enables obviously the things that KO has access to, for Low Key to also have access to those things, and in terms of also, you know, people that you can work with and things that you need. So obviously, as we're speaking about success, is for you, things that you need for your projects to come to life.
Yeah.
And that guidance,
Wait, so Loki, he's got on with KO since KO brought him on his album.
But that's what I was trying to talk about. So see, the points of this thing is uLoki azanga egoli azange enze lutho wa posting ngoma online wayibona uKO yafika KO wezwe ngoma and he thought he was dope, and since then he's up and down in Joburg bamfaka kwi-album shoot ama video, he's in the videos, so nje mfethu uqhubeka nje wenza into oyenzayo zobona, don't give up.
Basically just put your head down and
put your head down,
get down to work,
ubone ukuthi umsebenzi uzokwenzelana.
So sorry Kevin.
Oh yes, I was gonna say from the time I guess we first met, I don't know if you're obviously rapping that time, but how has like the grind changed now? Because what I do remember is when I did first meet you, you had always been in a group, and you had always someone next to you in a way, I could say. How are things different now? How are you managing it? How are you finding being like your own individual and
good question, bro. Yabona vethu, vane journey yami vethu has been all about that, yabo, extracting myself from people and trying to find my feet ngingedwa, yabo. And from leyo nto engiyibonile vethu, yabo, the best thing to do, well obviously ayikho into ongayenza uwedwa vethu, yabo. And the best thing to do, especially like at this point in my career, was ukuthi ngithole vethu the closest people around me, yabo, family first, and then after family kuba abantu abaseduzane, yabo, abantu engizokwazi ukuthi ngisebenze nabo babe understanding sometimes ngokuthi say sometimes ngeke ngize ngikwazi ukuthi yabo ngikusize ngalokho as much as wena kuzomele ungisize at the moment, but in the long run, yabo, like there's a lot of things abakwazi ukuthi bayi consideration ukuze izinto zenzeke fast, because lana mfethu into ikifune manje, you know what I mean, lo msebenzi. So but since then just sengisebenza nosisi wami omncane, but she's my photographer.
That's dope. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, bro. And there's a guy called Ulanga who's pretty much like my next door neighbor, and ngihlala naye all day. He's a graphic designer.
I know Ulanga,
Kevin.
I went to school with
yeah, bro. So
design school,
na nje umjito ngishayela ama graphics ami, yabo. PK does all my editing, ama video. That's one of my homies as well, yabo. JV, it's that manje I'm around people that are supportive and abafuna ukubona into yami ihlangana, and that gives me the encouragement or the energy I needed ngale nkathi ngisase groupini, yabo. So it's pretty much similar what manje sengikwazi ukuyenza ngingedwa ke through energy abantu around me kuphela, yabo.
And not only that, but like everything is centered around promoting
the
June,
brand.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, bro. Yeah,
You know,
bro. And it's no more would say about I'm finding I keep brand now it's
Yeah.
the same thing, yeah, bro. So I'm able to focus on my brand for once.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I changed a whole lot of things if it's not cool now, bro. Zama ungabe ngisay-associate nezinto kuningi sengikwenzile mfethu kuningi mnganami ngiyakutshela uKevin ngiyakutshela ke bro.
No, come on,
Yeah,
but
bro.
that's why we're here, bro.
Yeah,
We got
dog.
time for that.
At some points I was even dancing. I was in a dance group, so you know what I mean?
Wait, no, this is after Palmtree Paradise.
No, this was
before.
back
Oh.
in high school
Yeah.
type thing.
So
But those guys are dancing for babes, bro. So it was something legit. You know what I mean? Shama shit, shama ntolbanchi, fana mantombazane sithandane. And we
So
used to make some money, bro. It was real shit.
So wait, you used to dance for
Yeah,
old
yeah.
babes?
No, I danced with the guys that
For
are,
girls.
that are dancing for yeah,
Oh,
but babes is dancers.
they
or
went on to
dogos
they
or-
went on to dance.
Yeah, they
for-
carried on with the dancing and man, just they when they group it to it, Deben Royals. You should check
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out.
I know.
Bafando. So it's the same.
With who?
One
Andy-
of the
with
guys,
Andile, I
you
think.
know, Andile, one of the guys on Togozo, he was like the leader, so to say, of the dance group. Because we had a choreographer about helping us with all the stuff. But it was just a phase, basically.
Yeah.
I won't lie.
So, but yeah, that means you deep within the culture, bro.
Yeah, bro.
He's been around. He's
Been
been
around.
guys. He's been around.
Being around, dog. So
But now I'm sure I mean, looking forward now, you being a solo artist, that's gonna come in handy, man. I mean, having your own choreography.
True, bro.
With the performances and stuff like that.
Yeah, fethu yabo nje. Going back to Linda Desi show for ukuthi yabo ngikwazile ukuthi throughout le journey pick up the things that I needed engizokwazi ukuthi ngipresente manje njengoba sengiyi-individual. Yabo.
It's like everything you learn to a certain point, like they're all lessons. And it's not that you're gonna become a dancer. It's not that you're gonna do all that stuff. It's just that when it comes into play, you know how to sequence that all together, and you know what part it plays in the moves that you're making now. You know. Yeah, most.
So this is something I always wonder with artists. Like, I mean, we all know that, you know, it. Okay, this is my understanding as far as music is concerned. If you are an artist and you are not working on making your music sound just as great when you are performing it live, I feel like you're doing a disservice to yourself as an artist. So this is something I wonder. Are you somebody that pays attention to that?
To the way the music sounds when I'm performing.
Yes. Because it's a fact that once it's performed live, it's a different story.
It's a different story,
and
agreed.
Like, it's pointless going to a performance where you're just going to play me a backtrack. And I'm just I could have just stayed at home and listened to that shit.
It's the same thing. Yeah, true, bro. But so, I think the more years you spend doing this, we are born each element yabo, and then you uzam attack, you know what I mean? So at some points kwakhona la esasithi khona this music needs to sound on points, mesikama performance yabo. Figure even if it means we come there 2 days earlier, shama rehearsals imfethu kufike nomuntu owenza sound aqondise yabo ama mic umuntu afike seyazi inamba. That's what we used to do yabo. So and right now Kona out to beyond. So he works with the UGOD and he's a sound engineer. So his work is ukulalela ngendlebe ezwe ukuthi into isounda kanjani, even if it means yabo sakhona iwarehouse wayithatha hamba ewarehouse naye after mastering, play it on the speakers as we go back, work on whatever he needs to work on yabo. So ngingasho ukuthi mfethu right now I have like all the elements engiwadingayo covered yabo ngendlela ekumele ngabe kwenziwa ngayo.
So you were also part of the warehouse program, or you went through that system?
It's very hard to answer that, But
No,
A1 mina ngasho kanjani
I
yabo
mean,
A1
yeah.
Wolf was our homie. Uyena umuntu owasiza vets a lot, even a group.
Shout out to A1.
Yeah, shout out bro, big shout out dog. That nigga shot our video, yeah, unbelievable yabo. It's not that mali vets uqiniso
Hey, that video was
clean
Yo.
and it changed a whole lot of things bro for us, yeah, bro.
I remember.
Amazing
dog.
track.
Yeah,
Amazing
it was
video.
manje lo yamjita sahlala phansi naye washintsha impilo yethu straight after that, you know what I mean? So big shout out.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously in Katsevuli Warehouse we were there supporting him as well. Yeah, and it's just that.
How much of a role do such, I mean, projects or initiatives, how much of a role do you think they play as far as helping not just yourself but like any other up and coming or
artist,
an artist who has
very important, cause very important, especially in Durban. Vetsabo indaweni esakanje enganawo ama platform amaningi vele for ama artists ukuthi aveze umsebenzi wabo. Inkulu nje vese lento ayenzile lo yamjita. Very big, bro. Akuchaze ngamagama cabanga, but it's big, bro.
And like the Durban community, you forced to stay tight. Everybody knows each other. It's impossible to not work with the next man. It's literally, and like what he did with the Warehouse is like, I mean, I'm a graffiti artist, but that's where I met a lot of musicians and people. Like I make beats as well, but that's where I met a lot of musicians and creatives. And then, you get to work with them as well. You get to, it's just a place where you can feel at home and like go and find your creative vision and have something to work out of. And it's a very important space. You know, it's very, very crucial.
So I had to go back to this, but like I'm still keen on this.
Okay.
Because Palmtree was a big group. And me, myself, I haven't gotten any information I don't know how you guys came together. So obviously we can start off there. I'd like to know, how did Palmtree come about? Because we cannot run away from the fact that played a huge role in you becoming June as you are today.
Real talk. Okay, Palmtree Vesu. Like people like to give me the I knew the guys at a time when they didn't know each other. So I played the role. You would say, bro, listen to this guy. Say, dog, come here. You know what I mean? Uro, obviously, Beno Satro, they brothers. And Uro, no prides, have been best friends ever since, I don't know, the beginning. And then P-Dog, I met him in university in Gatssphere because we started it when I was in my not first year, like second or third year, if I'm not mistaken.
Where were you studying?
UKZN, like Howard,
Okay.
So I met P-Dog in university and I heard his music. We worked together. We made a song. And from there in Jevetsu, we met up at Rose Studio. The first time we met up, we were supposed to have a studio session, me, Ro, Side Ro, obviously, and then Upright. We were supposed to have a studio session. Ro had just bought a new studio, and obviously I called up P-Dog, action, like, say, there's a studio here, we're gonna be here throughout the week, pull up, let's make some music. It was just making music. Sashala throughout the week. We were in studio the whole week, literally. The first time, Uro studio, the first time we all met. Sashala throughout the week, we made Tropical Rain, the first mixtape we released. We made almost like 18 to 20 songs throughout that week. But obviously, we just picked out
of everything that you made.
And in that week, we decided, it was like, say, we can do something together. In the beginning, the initial thing is as a group, push my individuals, and obviously as time went drop on the music, it's to people I'm not gonna blame people kodwa indlela kwenzeka ngayo izinto saforcele ukuthi sigcine sekubuye ngathi i-group
It's a
yabo.
band, yeah.
But nje initially sasixoxa ukuthi I say guys yabo, everyone has their own elements abayilethayo kulento lena, asiqhubekeni nalento sibone singenzana, senze tape siyibize ngaleli gama sibone with, and we called the tape Palmtree Paradise. That was the idea. The tape was Palmtree Paradise, see? And people took that word basibiza ngalo kwayilona kuze kube manje. Cabanga. We did
That was the name of the tape.
Yeah, it was the name of the tape. It felt like Palmtree Paradise, yabo. Sabuzana, so what does this feel like? Ngicabanga minizwa the music, yabo. And those were the words that popped up. Palmtree Paradise, ahlangana. So that's the name of the tape.
So what was the name of the group though?
Then we didn't have a name for the group. Kabanga. It was just that. You say, guys, so Pushanje, let's drop a tape and call it Palmtree, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then obviously, yeah, wahamba washintsha viz. And throughout the journey na yogi Palmtree ngingasho vese ukuthi like we learned a lot from each other, yabo. Njoba ngisho ukuthi wonke umuntu wafika nento yakhe, yabo. We learned a lot from each other.
So were you guys like forced to live together now or some shit like that?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Everyone was close anyway. Well, not close, but we'd have a place where we can meet up centrally. And I was close for most of us. P-Dog was in Queensburg and the rest of us were in Montclair. So it was literally just close we stood and throughout the journey obviously kwakuzoba nala moments like waxatshwana khona cause the group
whenever you bring people together
all fun and happy
sometimes things go down here
so nje fethu. But obviously eventually saze sathola indlela yokumanage izinto ekanjalo yabo, because we were going to Joburg a lot yabo, and traveling together was a different thing on its own yabo. Kumele indlela umuntu aphila ngayo manje because uyofika siyohlala endaweni eyodwa yabo. So along the way nje umuntu wafunda ukuthi omunye umuntu kanjani yabo. We learned each other, and that was a positive thing about it.
That you got to learn about each other.
We got to learn about each other, yabo, and ukufunda about each other kwasisiza ukuthi sikwazi ukumanejana yabo,
and also
within the
understand
crew as
yourselves.
well. You know what I mean? Whatever you do, mina ngizo understand aqala kunabanye abantu. It's okay, no, nansi into eyenzakalayo kuyena yabo, and I'll be there for whatever yabo reason. Kodwa vethu obviously sibadala yabo, impilo ziyaqhubeka mfethu, kwenzeka izinto umuntu ade engayilindele yabo. Just like having a baby, you know what I mean? And that changes someone's mind completely as soon as we tshela ukuthi usuyamazi yena useze ngomunye umqondo, indaba yama-free gig, indaba yanani lana kumele siwasacrificela akasayingeni yabo nje yabo kwayila ma differences nje mfethu angasixabanisanga kodwa asibonise ukuthi listen sihlukile,
you have different outlooks,
you know what I mean? So and it went back to lento sasisho ukuthi akusevele mfethu lenda kuyona igroup yabo. We don't even need to have yabo these disputes because umuntu individually lana, even nangale nkathi si dropile Palmtree Paradise, after that people would get features separately, would drop music separately yabo. It was always that vele yabo, kodwa because of the way things were and indlela esasivela ngayo ebantwini, umuntu uhamba akasahambi yedwa ever, you know what I mean? Abantu bayibona sengathi these guys should be together all the time. Mengiqhamuka nje so where's Sidro, where's P-Dog all the time, you know what I mean? It was always that foods. Fethu ngingasho kanjalo nje, it was just differences, ukhula fethu yabo. And
so tell me something, within all of that, when I remember you're called JB.
Yeah.
I guess you still kind of called JB. But you know, what made you change to go back to the June?
Yeah.
Yeah, like was it like the music creatively, or was it like a different?
Mfethu kwakuyi-phase deep empilweni yami leyo Kevin yabo ukushintsha igama mfethu. I thought about it a lot, dog, and I wasn't really changing it. Ngingasho sibe evolve into yabo lento engifuna ukuba iyona manje. And one of the things that I had to do was
change the name.
Yeah, if it's to become what I am now. And I'm sure if it's as time goes, abantu bazo understand why it happened, yabo, with the music and everything that's gonna happen. Basically it's the same thing though, it's because it was always JP. It obviously stand for June Black Hearts, yabo, and then now it's just June, yabo.
So now it's officially just June.
Just June.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna be seeing.
Yeah.
As far as the music that's new that's gonna come out,
June. Full stop.
June.
That would be cool.
That would be dope.
But probably before.
June in June.
Yeah.
What's the name of the project gonna be?
Cabanga. Yo, I've done so many interviews and I feel ngasho khona ukuthi Kamala being of light, yes. But
you've had that for a while.
I've been on that actually. Look, Kevin,
you can change it.
Yeah, well, sishinchile, mind you.
Okay.
But at some point, that being of light will come out.
Yeah,
no, I like that.
People are waiting on that.
We'll be the first to announce that the new one.
Yeah, bro. Well, it's called Milani, bro. The tape is called Milani. That's my daughter's name.
I figured.
Yeah.
I figured.
You understand why when you hear the music.
I get the sense that you entering fatherhood sort of had a huge switch flip on you. It changed the way you think, the way you view things. Can you just tell us what happened? Oh. No.
What happened?
In the sense that, I mean, obviously you experienced this, though. Okay, now you have a daughter, someone that probably looks to you for security and to provide, that you now have to provide for.
Yeah, if it's I think in situations like that, like, you change automatically, you know what I mean? It's a mental thing, J. Which is something now was recall at some point I was in that position, and now I had no one but my parents, and uzama as a parent so uzama ukuyifaka ecathuleni zamzali wakho nawe, yabo. So I guess it's just a continuation ekanjalo nje vethu. Khona umuntu ekufanele ngimbhekekele manje akusafani. It's just
so
that.
Does that affect how you write your music now?
Of course it does. Of course it does. It did even months before she came, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a positive thing in terms of music. Yeah, and I think it should be for everyone.
Yeah,
I really do. Ngoba khona abantu umuntu abenengane asileke avela nqena ngabisawenza yabo.
Yeah.
And ufanga bemvest leyo nto isebenzisa as a motivation.
Good motivation.
True.
To keep pushing. So now I think your latest project that I know is Don't Be Negative.
Yep.
Produced
by God.
How's that doing?
Mastered by Beyond.
By the way, I must say that's a fucking hell of a jam.
No way.
Yo,
Don't be negative.
Shout out.
Don't be negative.
So DBN, just like Durban as well.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh, that went over my head, bro.
Why are you calling the song Durban? I'm like, read between the lines.
Don't be negative, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What inspired that?
The song is also in the tape. Yeah,
so it's a single.
Yeah, a single. It's a lead up to the tape. I think I'm gonna drop another one before the tape. Kodwa iyona learning feel sengathi izokhombisa abantu direction
it does, my nigga.
Yeah.
Listen. The reason I say that is because there's nothing like it out there that I know of, that I've heard. Maybe I'm wrong, you know.
Yeah.
It's okay to be wrong, But to me, I haven't heard anything like it out at the
Appreciate that,
you know?
bro.
So one, it's authentic and it's real. So it's honest. It's not forced. It's well packaged. The delivery is on point, and I like how you display your versatility. I mean, in terms of flows, the way you switch in between the flows and your vocals. God is doing a great job.
Shout out God.
Tell him to keep at it. Bro, and your use of language. I mean, you listen. There's nothing that hits me than to hear delivery that, you know, we cannot run away from the fact that as far as R&B, hip hop, and trap soul and all these genres, we are highly influenced by the West.
Yeah, true.
And when I listen to your work, I'm like, yo, it's on par as the international market. But then when you put in some vernac, you give it that sauce, which and that distinct character to say this is where I'm from.
You nailed it.
You know, and somebody from here can relate. It's like you can listen to a song and it's like, yo, it's nice. And then somebody starts thinking, yo, this is from the States, or this is from the UK, wherever.
And so you hear the vernac.
And then you hear it's like, hey, bro.
Was it the same track we're playing in the car?
Yeah, that's the same.
Yeah, that's the one that also caught me. I was like,
because like when
I was first listening, like, yeah,
half the song is going, it's like it's in English, and then he switches it up, and it's just vernac, and it's like, and you switch the flow at that point.
Thanks, bros, and that's my tape, dog. That's my tape, bro. You wanna machitaka things pana na ugly ango manje. You wanna mfethu our hands on igle tape engishaya yabo. So
that's a dope sound.
If people like that, then
I keep doing it.
Yeah, bro.
That's
thanks, homies. Thanks, homies.
So that's what people can expect in this project.
Babuyele lapha balalele mase balindela ke ukuthi kuze umlilo ucishe ube kanje kodwa obviously phezulu kancane kunaleyo nto.
So I'm gonna put some pressure on you now, dog. When are we getting the video?
Oh, hey, good question. I'm busy working on it right now, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, ATBN. I'm working with
the man showed up prepared. Eh?
Yeah, working with While You Were Away. That's a company, Nelson Aries. I'm sure you'll know Nelson.
Yes.
Yeah. So
he's getting epic on those videos.
Yeah, new shit. Yeah.
So it's in process at the moment.
Yeah, we're working on it. No. So I'm Foot obviously is gonna be there helping out Nelson with the camera.
Okay.
And yeah, bro, you'll see it. I don't want to talk too much, about the video. Dog.
I like how you moving, dog. I mean, the way you got your family working with you.
Yeah, bro.
So and not only you're not just making them do things that are gonna fade away, but like it's more of your sister gets exposure to work with people that are well established within the industry so early, and just because of you producing work, bro. You know, because right now, I mean, for her to be in a space where she's working with people that are doing this consistently on a daily basis, learning from them, it's valuable experience for her, which will work in your favor and in her favor
as well. Yeah.
That's really remarkable. That's something that I always like to encourage artists to do. It's like, don't look too far.
Everything is literally around you.
Start close.
And sometimes it just takes you being yourself and doing what you meant to be doing. And it awakens that in other people as well.
That's very true.
Can also, like, I realized this as well. Like, when I started really being more public about my art, I always knew that my mother sewed and she was creative. But I started wearing her clothes, you know? And then I was like, oh, actually, this doesn't fit too bad, you know? And then it works out too. Like, even what I'm thinking is, like, there's so many people I know in Yellowwood Park, Woodhaven, Montclair, and it's nice to see, like, everybody like banding together to help you and do your stuff, and that's cool, bro. That's really cool. Like that you're able to be in that space right now.
Can I just say something? You know, on this ever since I started this podcast, it's like, you know, outside of besides the people that I know personally, but like as far as Durban is concerned, for people that reside here, I feel like this side of Durban, like Montclair, all the way up to Umlazi, people are busy.
There's a bug in the air, bruh. And plus in Montclair, there's a whole lot of artists that came from that place. Trust me, bro. Even some people you wouldn't even expect. It's and it's a very small area. It's weird how creative
people are working, especially in the music scene.
Yeah, bro.
I feel like you guys are just way ahead of the curve as far as Durban is concerned. I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sure there are some tight MCs, singers, producers, graphic designers, and all those kind of things. But like, I feel like, you know, Montclair, as far as music is concerned,
it's got a big concentration.
South side.
That bag is there.
Yeah.
And you, at the point that you are in, I'm sure you do know any other young boys who are keen to get in.
Yeah, a whole lot, bro.
Yeah. Can you mention any? Just to...
Boy, yabo nje mfethu labantu engisebenza nabo lapha nogadi into analyze incane ngoba abantu abazi mfethu Chris Snakes, Cloud Internet Boys, most of those guys I say Montclair mfethu, I say even Chris Snakes manager is probably like 18 or 19 or something. Maybe I'm lying though. Maybe I'm lying. But he's pretty young, dog.
So you're the oldest nigga that's like, you know.
Lapho nami ngimncane nje bese ngiyathuka nje ngiyithuka nje uthi ebo bese nami sengibuke nje ngomuntu omdala.
You know, I was telling Kevin that, you know, everyone going from like starting from 94 going like towards the 2000s, those people are hella creative.
Real talk.
And these young boys, they work crazy on something that they good at, and they put so much time that they become good in a very rapid manner. They got their eyes on things that fly past old people.
Hey, bro.
And you know what's also cool to see? I mean, so anyone born from like 1990, a lot of people also left the dream because of how hard it was to, when you were starting out, actually getting access to things, resources and stuff. And now that a lot has opened up, so let's just say I started when I was like 14 doing what I'm doing. So think about when you were 14.
Hey.
How different maybe the access was and the possibility of you actually
and the
acquiring the skill. And
the access a 14-year-old has now.
Exactly. So anyone now who's 14 has the capabilities of like a 30-year-old now. Like
literally,
they have the access.
Insane.
They can literally, when you like 10, you can already operate a phone. Some of us didn't have phones when we were like 10.
I saw these young boys from Richards Bay. They got a podcast and they still in high school. Like young boys, I think they're 15, 16.
Damn, bro.
They got a podcast and they're running a podcast off of their phone. I'm like, these kids,
dog,
they working. And I think that's good. It's good for the music scene. So that's why I was like, you know, asking you earlier about what do you need. For me, I personally feel like the time is over where creatives have to jump on that bandwagon of saying, "Oh, I gotta go to Josie," unless if there's money to make. Like if they call it a Joburg, like come do this, get a check. But like to say you are moving to Joburg
to go look for a job,
to go stay there so that you can get an opportunity.
Nah, that's not how it works, bro.
My advice is stay here and keep working.
Joburg will call you
Joburg
when
is-
Joburg needs you.
I do feel,
Otherwise, you get there's big sharks, bro. They swallow you. You
and
come
you know
back.
what? I do
you
feel
never
there's
go
sides.
back again.
I do feel like there's sides to it. Like
Yeah.
here, the opportunities that you can identify and then capitalize on. There's a lot, you know. So you could start something that maybe right now it's not the popular thing. Then,
Yeah.
but in 5 to 10 years, it's the main thing that
Yeah.
everybody's after.
Yeah.
So you have that space here. There's a lot of land to be worked. Whereas I feel if you do go to Joburg, that land's already worked. It's fertile land. So
It's
Exactly.
people
As
established.
as he's saying, we have seen, and there are examples of Durban artists that have gone to Joburg and have crashed.
Yeah.
And then it's sad to see because it's like, hey, you could have just waited a little bit longer and really worked your stuff to the point where, like, if a big shark does attack you, you can swim fast, you know?
And
Let
like,
the music talk, bro.
Yeah,
Let the
yeah.
music talk.
Listen.
Most def, yeah.
listen, let's. You know what? To me, I say if you are in music, you look at what Java is doing. In Durban, where have you heard a South African artist selling out an event for 2 days? Well,
Hey.
let's just say 2 days because basically we know once the tickets come out at the end of the month, they're going to be sold out.
They
Yeah,
are.
he actually had a post recently though saying, hey guys, some people get paid month end.
Yeah,
it's
he
unfair
he
to
held back.
No, I heard that
Just
he was
buy, like,
even
10
on radio.
tickets,
Yeah, he was
yeah.
on radio. They closed the
ticket sales.
the
Yeah.
ticket sales, and they want to open them end of the month because people are getting paid end of the month.
Yo, that is such a compassionate act. Yo.
To me, what does
Very
that,
thoughtful.
what does that say? To me, that says to me, if Java can do it, Java didn't trick anyone to loving his music. He was authentic. He was real.
Yeah.
He was being himself. And I feel like any artist who could do that here, trust me, you could definitely get the same amount of love.
Plain and simple.
And that's and people keep
just
saying,
take your time and don't
you know,
rush.
in December there were so many events here in Durban, and all those events were being headlined by artists that are based in Joburg. You know why is that? Is because every artist that's based here, they always seeking to go there
Out of here
and solidify themselves in Joburg. You cannot do that
Yeah,
because the leather is that much high. Whereas here, if like you said, we've got social media, we've got the internet. If you put your head down and you come together with the right people, like what you're saying, it's a dope plan. I like what you're doing. Having your sister capture and document your visuals, and as far as that's concerned, you are covered. So that means you can use social media to springboard onto the next level or stay in people's eyes and people know what you're doing. Obviously, then comes in platforms like this. It's another opportunity to expand in terms of marketing and letting people know who is Palmtree. Who is June.
Are you getting it?
I'll
Getting
get
it?
The fact that I remember that I don't.
Yeah. Shut up.
You know. So that's why we have such cases. And then you'll find Durban artists that are going to complain and say, yo, promoters are not booking us. They're not booking you because they don't believe in yourself. The fact that you, first of all, if I were a promoter, you don't believe you can make it while you're here. Hello. I'm not going to buy into that. So you need to force me as a promoter to change my mind and be like, yo, people here know this guy and they fucks with this guy. So this is why I need to book.
Real.
And that's it starts with that, with artists from here, based here, believing that, yo, I can make it here.
Yeah.
I can be who I want to be here first. Or maybe, fine, you can be who you need to be elsewhere, but like here, you still need
first.
Because trust me, it doesn't feel good when you don't get love from where you're from. But some people will say, no, you don't always get love from where you're from. Java is proving that wrong. With Java, what's the case then? That's why here he's selling out 2 nights. because it's from here.
But there is also that aspect of when you leave your city, that's sort of when they also give you your respect, because it's like it's also got to do with access. Sometimes I have had that where you go somewhere else and then when you come back, the love is like 10 times more, because now people
you've
are
been
like,
there.
aware, okay, now we see you moving out of here. That's also what I feel a lot of us Durban people aspire to, is like moving out of here. Like everyone feels like there's a trap or something in Durban, but I don't necessarily believe that, but I can see that perspective of like people feeling like, hey, here you work it and work it. Yeah, there's limits.
Yeah.
Like people see and respect the limitations, and then when you go out and then you come back and they're like, yo, like Black Coffee is from the Bluff.
Yeah.
Phase.
And he's the biggest like artist in the world in a way, you know.
Black Coffee, like he hustled
bro, like
here
him,
and before he moved to
Yeah,
Joburg.
true.
Timing is also important.
True, yeah. Yeah, most
Very
definitely.
important. But most when ngesikhathi esironke uzofika uzwe nawo ukuthi besingakashaya isikhathi sokuthi ngize la, yabo. Kukuwena necareer yakho uthi ihamba kanjani. Mase bekubiza egoli mfethu. Kumele uye mfethu, yabo. Hambe ubuye.
There's certain reasons, yeah.
But I'd still like to see
sakho.
Durban events being dominated by Durban artists.
Just like in Joburg.
Just like,
you know what I mean? That's Cape Town, same thing. Oh, youngster nje bangeke banga headline.
So here's what I like to say. I like to challenge promoters and event coordinators
and artists.
And artists.
Yeah.
Obviously, artists, do your work. I mean, and
plain simple.
And be reasonable. Like there's another thing. It's like this mentality of us chasing money. Like we shoot this podcast. There's no money that we're making, but we still do it.
Yeah, bro.
So if you as an artist going to complain, I know people will tell you, no, exposure doesn't pay bills, and hard work. It's true. Hard work pays the bills. Sometimes hard works, it means that you gotta assess the situation and look at things differently. Don't be one-dimensional. Sometimes value is not in monetary value.
True.
You know.
Okay.
Sometimes value is in time. So by you putting aside time to do a certain thing could lead to you getting onto the next level where you need to be.
Yeah, that's straight up. Huh?
So the is it an EP that we're getting or?
It's a mixtape.
Mixtape.
Yeah.
So we're getting a mixtape this year and some videos.
Definitely videos coming very soon and in a couple of weeks in Jimvetsu. But I'll announce it on my social media platforms. I'm gonna post the behind the scenes soon, yabo. Yeah, so people should follow me on at Palmtree_June, and that's where they'll find everything. It's at Palmtree_June everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's Luyanda Junior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, do you have any gigs that you?
Not right now, bro.
Okay, but bookings, where do people find you?
My email is on my social media platforms, but it's jazzyjunedbn at gmail.com.
Wow.
Yeah, for inquiries and bookings and everything.
Oh, thanks, June.
Just
know the door is always open for you. Once you've been here, man. The reason you're here is because we unanimously agree that your work is great and it's inspirational. It's something worth giving your time to. And also, we think that you are somebody that people should take seriously and look out for going forward. So you can only disappoint by not working.
Kugmin.
Yeah, it's entirely up to you. So thanks for putting time aside, coming out and doing this with us. We appreciate you. And good luck for the rest of the year. And don't be a stranger.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bros. It's nice meeting you again, Kevin. This is my homie, bro.
Yeah, that's something we didn't get in.
Go way back, bro.
Away, guys.
Shout out to Kev. Kev, do you have anything to say in closing?
Nah, man. I'm good.
Away.
You can follow Kev on Instagram at Kev7. You can follow myself at general_Njiniela. On Twitter, it's at general_Njini. On Facebook, it's at General Njiniela. Other than that, you can follow the podcast at GNPS_podcast. And shout out to K behind the camera. Shout out to Tiny. I know he's somewhere out there. He's coming through. Other than that, shout out to June's sister, holding it down. Bro, that's a brilliant move.
Away.
Yeah.
Oh, and follow her. It's at IrisClick_. The click has a Q at the end. Yeah,
she basically covers all your work.
Yeah, basically.
100%.
Away.
Peace. It's been real. It's been another dope podcast. Catch us next time.